spite of the title of this video, it's more of an epitaph rather than epilogue or a solved. When you solve a mystery, no one wants to talk about it because then there's nothing fun to talk about. The anatomy of frost heave. Domes form with the onset of winter on the surface because the ice that has been melted partially begins to swell up and expand. Ice expands. Then it collapses with summer thaw, leaving the surface depressions like these permafrost gravel rings. It can form other shapes as well. But this is something understood many places. There are no mystery places for this. It's just the scale that can change. Like these permafrost thaw ponds in Peat near Hudson's Bay, Canada in 2008. They're visible from the air and you can see there's lots of them. They usually fill up with water during summer. When they freeze during winter, if they haven't evaporated off, they expand again and make the holes bigger. This has the effect of turning the soil and making the entire area change its shape and appearance. On a larger scale, you get thermokarst lakes. Thermokarst actually refers to thermo, which is the thermal expansion of the ice, and karst referring to a physical feature in the ground caused by all sorts of other things. This happens all over the place. Where it's happened heavily, as you can see in the second image here, it really, really happens. I mean, you really see this effect. Mostly in Canada, Lapland, that kind of stuff. You can look at all these images. I'm going to leave you the links. This can also happen with simply a river or a vein of water or an underground waterway. It just has to be an area that's so cold that it doesn't really thaw out under the surface, but something can change. You can get permafrost thaw holes, caves, and craters if you have very deep permafrost, like Siberia, and you have global warming or global climate change or volcanology, volcanic activity, volcanology, or during this, by the way, if anybody's curious about it, a lot of methane is trapped in that ice and it can explode. No, it's not aliens. No, these aren't carved by giant, very precise pieces of equipment, because every one of you that saw these images and thought that looked like it was precisely cut by the gods, you were fooled, or you're just stupid or wishful thinking. The holes look that shape for the same reason you get pillars of lava that form interesting shapes that look like big, tall blocks or stair steps. The ice formed that way because it formed that way from temperature gradient going down into the ground, and it formed lines. When it finally melted, it caved in. Underneath, it caved in as well. This first picture shows it with water in it. During the winter, it freezes, expands, and causes more damage. And it breaks along weak lines. It breaks along lines that are straight, because that's what ice tends to do sometimes underground. The Siberian End of the World mystery holes, because it was named after an area called End of the World, so that was what people used for the search engine optimization, so I'm going to use it too, were solved already. They were solved within a very short period of time. People ignored it because it wasn't a mystery. The fact is, this has been, you can look up the Wikipedia article, but you can also look up the study of this subject in Canada. People in other countries told them these are frost holes. These are caused by ice heaving. These are caused by your climate changing. This is caused by you not having permafrost anymore. It's not permanent, so all the permafrost is melting. The entire area of Siberia is getting warm enough that it will no longer have a continuous cold temperature. No, it's not caused by aliens. No, it's not a sign of Nibiru. It's that we have altered the general temperature gradient on this planet to the point that areas are getting this. Look for, over the next 10 years, if you want to look, these holes showing up in a nice straight line, a curved line, along with the temperature changes. The further north the temperature changes are happening, the more holes will show up, because the water is melting and everything's caving in. That's a boring solution. It doesn't involve aliens. It does not involve secret test explosions. By the way, this isn't what a nuclear bomb crater looks like, if any of you are curious, or any other explosive. Odds are the explosions were spontaneous explosions of melted ice gurgling out methane. That does actually happen. Methane's a naturally occurring gas. Did you know that? So, again, this is caused by frost heave thawing and freezing permafrost that isn't perma anymore, creating large-scale and small-scale versions of the same thing that eventually leads to these holes from hell. That's it. This has been happening in the northern territories in North America as well. But this will be the coldest winter on record. Yes, the more energy you add to a system, the more dynamic it gets, the more unstable. You will get colder winters and hotter summers, which means the permafrost won't be perma. It will cave in, and I want to bring up something else here. Everything that was frozen underground, all your mystery materials and mystery ideas, will stop being frozen, including, let's repeat this again, potentially useful but primarily explosive gases getting in the air. It'll cause greenhouse gas effect. It will also cause another problem. It'll cause the plant and animal life out there to be at risk of dying because you don't want to breathe methane. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. The mystery was solved a long time ago, and everyone's ignored it. And even when it was done, 2 or 3 YouTubers posted mystery meat videos because they didn't like it being solved, because it got rid of their ability to SEO. Bye.